Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Hearts of Iron 4 No Step Back, playing as the Soviet Union currently engaged in a life and death struggle against the Germans right now, which seems appropriate when you think about it, given that they are such a problem for me. Now, it may look like we are losing, and I will admit that we're not doing absolutely fan-flippin-tastic, but, whoa, what happened to my flags there? But at the same time, I don't think we're doing that badly, per se. We are holding a defensive position against the Germans, and the more they push against me, without gaining any ground, the more manpower and equipment they lose at a faster rate than me. So right now, I think we're technically sort of winning the war. It just doesn't look like it. But if we keep waiting them out, I think we're going to end up being just fine. So before we continue, I've been thinking a bit more about templates, and I've not been thrilled about some of the templates we've been using up to this point. I feel like 12-width infantry just aren't that great. I know that sounds a little bit weird, like everyone seems to be saying that, 12-widths are good, they fit into everything, but they've got so little organization and defense on their own, and the way that the new engagement mechanics work as far as like picking targets and doing damage on secondary targets, whoever has the lowest organization is easiest to overcome, and focusing fire with coordination, it just seems like these guys are terrible. I could be wrong on that. My instinct just says they're not good and we shouldn't be using them, and let's go ahead and start reducing this. So I think we're gonna. Maybe I'm wrong on that point, but it seems like we don't like them. So I'm gonna try increasing their combat width a little bit more and see what happens with that. The other thing I want to take a look at, motorized. I had an idea. I have no idea if this is stupid or not. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. What if, just what if, I were to toss on some motorized artillery? Something I never have used before in the game. It increases soft attack by a lot. Little defense, bit more breakthrough. Okay. That doesn't seem bad. I'm going to take a look at the industrial cost ratios and just see how this compares to some stuff. So 1833 plus 2011 divided by 2, that's 1922 as an average industrial cost. 172.5 divided by 1922 and 191.9 divided by 1922, that is, okay. So ratio-wise, we'd be looking at about 0.09 soft attack per industrial cost and 0.1 breakthrough per industrial cost. The breakthrough's solid. The soft attack is not as good from a cost efficiency standpoint as going for pure infantry and artillery, but that makes sense because these are motorized artillery. Infantry. But they have more stats per combat width, which right now is kind of what's killing me and making me wonder if I really should be going back toward tanks. This might be good. And then what if we tossed on, let's say, the armored recon instead? I know this costs a lot of XP, but we gain some armor out of the arrangement, and so far, I haven't seen any evidence that the Germans are generally including more than 5 piercing per infantry unit. So this would be enough to reduce casualties by a lot. Toss on some support artillery as well? Oh, heck yes. These are like decent stats. And we can add on other things later if we wanted. I have a feeling this is actually not bad. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. We're going to try motorized. Let's just, you know what? Let's do it. Motorized meta. This is the new way we're playing the game. Dang it. We're going to go ahead and train a few of them up as well. And I'm actually thinking that maybe it would be worth adding some extra artillery onto these guys too. I don't have a ton of artillery in storage, so I guess I'll hold off on that right now, but that's a thing I might want to do later. We'll see. Now, I should point out that I've had to do a lot, and I mean a lot, of stat research since this expansion came out, to the degree that I've never had to before, because it just didn't really matter that much before. Now I've had to relearn a lot of things, and along the way, as I acknowledged in a comment last week, I've learned that I've been grievously wrong. Oh, why do you have such low organization? Let's attack them. Hang on. We can push this. I've learned that I've been grievously wrong on some stuff, including one of the most important stats of the game, and that's breakthrough. I was explained years ago, that breakthrough and defense had the same relationship as piercing and armor. And if you had if you didn't have enough breakthrough to overcome an enemy's defense, you did less damage, which made sense. If I couldn't break through their defenses, then I couldn't do as much damage. That's not true. Breakthrough and defense are the exact same stat. It's just defense is when you are defending and breakthrough is when you are attacking. That's it. All you do is contrast the enemy's soft attack with either your breakthrough or defense to know how much damage you're doing and how much you're taking. That's it. If I have more breakthrough than they have soft attack, then I'm blocking every one of their attacks and I'm taking minimal damage. Every point of soft attack above your breakthrough or defense does like 4 times damage. That's why it's so important to have lots of defense when you're defending and lots of breakthrough when you're attacking, to just reduce how much casualties you can take and therefore stay in the fight longer, hopefully with enough soft attack to overcome their defense or breakthrough so you can do maximum damage. That's it. Or hard attack if they have hardness, but you get the idea. I didn't know that. For years I haven't known that. And you know what? I've never been punished on it. Do you know why? Because when you are... Yeah, let's do this again, by the way. When you are on the offense, what do you want? Soft attack and breakthrough. I was doing it for the totally wrong reasons, but those are the 2 stats that you want, so they're the 2 that I stacked up, and therefore, I was beating the snot out of folks. Just saying. It feels bad, man, but that's why it worked. Hey, by the way, let's see if we can capture this port, because that would mean some supply for my units up here, so we could oh, dang it! So we could actually sustain a fight in Norway. You know what? Fine. If we can't do that, let's go ahead and take a railway and build it out over here. Let's just do it. Let's just go ahead and build that sucker out. I'd like to have a little bit of supply for my units, if we can. I'd also like to build up some more of these forts and finish some of this stuff up, if we can. We're trying to build a lot more defenses, and there are a few places we're being attacked consistently. Cowell comes to mind as a place that would really benefit from having some extra forts, hence why we're doing that. And then over here are a couple of spots that could use some more forts. Of course, you can't build forts unless you're, like, no longer under attack, but that's, you know, fine. We can handle that. Can we, like, get up here to Königsberg? We might be able to. It looks like they got almost nothing in terms of organization. Hold the phone. Can we just go along the railway and just beat these guys? I think we could. Let's try for it. Let's see what we can do. In fact, we might even get some small encirclements if we're quick. Maybe. Yeah, we did. Hey! No, don't let this guy retreat. You keep him pinned there. Keep him pinned in Königsberg. You keep him. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and take this real quick, because we can. These aren't even good offensive units, it's just I saw that the... Okay, can some of you guys stop allowing him to reinforce? Because that's getting annoying. Fine, we'll just keep pushing along this direction, it's fine. We may not take Königsberg after all. Alright, forget that, never mind. It was fun while it lasted, but then they sent a whole bunch of reinforcements. We got some upgrade to anti-air. Alright, we can upgrade it again. Rocket artillery. I wonder if that would be any good. Maybe. Toady anti-air. Now, there's something else that actually, you know what, and forget this. Something else I'd like to go ahead and research, and that is an upgrade to the light tank. And here's the reason why. There's a new kind of light tank that I would like to research. Because I didn't even know this was a thing, because it's not super obvious. If you go to Engineering Research Level 2, you unlock flamethrowers, which are a special light tank support company. Or I guess it could be medium tank. And it gives you some pretty massive attack bonuses in the right type of terrain. Forests and jungles are huge. Urban is great, and against, I think, forts. Yeah, 25% there, too. Like, okay. If I can start making use of that, that sounds really good. Maybe we should. Can we counterattack these guys? Because I don't like what I'm seeing with that. And can we send some of you guys to just go and reinforce down over here? And can we go ahead and build out another fort or two down over here, since apparently that's another place that I'm going to need it. There's a lot that I'm trying to build right now, but that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to have lots of extra consumer goods reduction. Anyways, we're just trying to exhaust these guys a little bit until I get some reinforcements in here to hold this position, which we seem to be doing right about now. And okay, so we took a tiny bit of land, but whatever. If you guys want to pull back over here, that's great. Nope, they're just trying to send a lot more troops over here. That's not going to work great for your supply, though. Okay, so we're still getting attacked down over in this direction, but we're sending more reinforcements in once they get their organization back up. I think they're going to continue exhausting themselves. The sooner they stop attacking here, the sooner I can get back to working on forts, and once I have forts, I think they give up. I see lots of infantry here and not much else. Maybe we can go ahead and attack this and push them back. I'd like to take this side of the river back now, like, if you don't mind. Now, granted, notice I have terrible breakthrough, so they're doing lots of damage to me, and my soft attack doesn't overcome their defense unless these units are actually, like, stacking up and attacking the same unit, which they might be, but I'm probably not doing a lot of damage. So there's all that to consider. The coordination mechanic is supposed to change a lot of that out, and I have not had someone really explain the coordination mechanic very well to me, at least not consistently. Because everyone agrees that the engagement system in the game has changed, right? Now, you take your unit's combat width, multiply it by 2, that's their engagement width. So let's take a 20 combat width unit. We have like an engagement width of about 40. And let's suppose I'm going up against 4 10-width enemies, so they perfectly fill in that 40 combat engagement width, right? That's the idea. It used to be in the game that your units would randomly pick a target and then throw all their force against just that, right? That used to be a thing. It's not anymore. Let's go ahead and get an ambusher here on this, by the way. It's not the case anymore. Now, your units will pick a primary target, and then they'll have a secondary target they do damage to, and they split their damage. The problem is, I'm seeing conflicting reports as to what they actually are attacking as their primary target. Some people say that they pick a unit, and then their secondary target is whoever has the lowest organization, and the more coordination you have, the more they can focus fire on that weakest unit. Others are saying that they pick the weakest unit as their primary target and do about half the damage to them, and then all the others have split damage. So in the example of my 20 width versus their 10 width, right, I would be picking one of those 10 widths, whichever is the easiest to attack, because it's like a combination of their lowest organization plus like whether they have armor and you have hard attack and stuff like that. It's supposed to be whoever's the easiest to attack. But they would pick that unit and do half damage to that, or maybe like 52%, and then the other 3 10 widths would receive 16% each. That's supposedly how it works now. I don't know if it's true, it's just supposedly how it's true. Let's get the combined arms expert and stuff, and yeah, let's just go ahead and start working on some of that. So, are we going to be getting any supply up here anytime soon? I think we already finished. Did we already finish up our railway? We did, it just doesn't seem to have mattered that much. But okay, could we also now build a supply hub right here? Maybe. Can sure as heck try, get some supply set up over here. If we have fully supplied units, I bet you we could push these guys down. They got terrible attrition up here in Norway. Norway's not a fun place to fight. Of course, if I could also just, like, literally take this, I mean, that's a port, and that solves my problem. What do we get over here? Oh, right, factory output. That's good. War heroes. Organization. Yep. That seems good. Let's take that. Gosh, we can't make any progress. We literally can't make any progress against these guys, even when they have terrible stats. They got no organization, we can't even push back against that. Good lord. All right, we got some extra production from dispersed industry. That's good. It's October of 1941. Let me think here. We could start working on the research speed, but... We can go ahead and get the better anti-air, since, I mean, I know for a fact that I'm having air problems. That's just a reality. Supply hubs, by the way, take a long time to build. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, honestly. I'm not really sure. How are we doing on equipment? Looking okay. Could I stack some extra equipment on these guys? Artillery, specifically. We have enough. Yeah. Remember, more soft attack even in defensive divisions, even if these guys are defending and not attacking, would mean that I can just potentially do more damage to them. The only thing about this is 24 combat width. Is that the way to go? And I don't know. I'm really not sure if it is or not. I do kind of want to make these guys 18 width. And I'm going to do that, and let's go ahead and rename them. 18 width, done. I'm fine with that. We're going to design a new tank as soon as I finish researching an upgraded chassis, by the way, and that's in 50 days. That'll be fine. Now, like I said, I think that these last couple videos have been dragging just a little bit more than I want them to. So I am probably... I don't know if I want to take up a trade on this. Is this that good? It's okay. Alright, makeshift bridges could be nice. I think we may use some jump cuts here pretty soon, because right now we're in a stalemate. And if all goes according to plan, it will stay a stalemate. Like, the Germans have stopped attacking me. That's actually a really good sign, because it means they're either low on equipment and they don't think it's worth it, or I have enough defenses that they just don't think they can win anymore. Actually, yeah, we're not being attacked at all anymore. What the heck? Alright. Maybe the Americans are doing some good work to... Oh, nope. They were just renewing for an offensive, but green across the board. Woo, well, I'll take that back. Green, for the most part, means that they are not going to be able to make much pushes, which means... they're losing lots of equipment. Every time they do an assault like this, they're losing loads of equipment and manpower. And what am I losing? Not much. I can continue building larger and larger armies, and they can't. That's a good position for me to be in. By the way, why does it take so long to build railway guns? So long to build a single railway gun. They've got a bunch. I'm wondering if railway guns are amazing. Maybe we should be able to do a lot more of those. Hey, we can get ambusher on my field marshal. Guess what that means? More entrenchment for all of my defensive units. Have fun with that one, Germans. Okay, advanced light chassis is done. Fantastic. By the way, the Germans appear to be pulling a few units off. I think that the Americans must be landing a lot of units over here in Yugoslavia. They've kind of abandoned this front for the most part. I was able to take Königsberg. They're still here, and they're actually really low on organization. We could just make a push right now if I wanted. But I'd rather just hold the defensive terrain. We're just going to ignore that for now. So we have our light tank. Excellent. So now I can design some fun new stuff. It is almost 1942. Let's go for an upgrade for the engineers. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that tank designer and see what I can make. So I want to get, an upgrade for my current Recon tanks, which was simple, like, heavy machine guns, single turret slot, doesn't matter. We'll go for, I guess, a radio for some defense and breakthrough if we want it. And I could toss on, like, some extra ammunition storage. This doesn't cost me anything in production, but it does reduce reliability. But right now I've got 120%, and there's no reason to have that much. So we can just go ahead and toss these on. They cost me nothing, but make the tanks a little bit better. I mean, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Bogey suspension for cost reduction's fine. Welded armor just for a little bit of extra armor value. Diesel engine's good, and that's still way more reliability than I need. Never mind, gas engine, I guess. 100%'s great. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this our upgrade. And we're going to call this Recon Mark II. Okay, so that's the new thing that we're going to create. So let's take my current tank production of these guys, specifically, and swap them out. That's kind of a cool look, too, by the way. Could you please swap out? There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Then, we want to go ahead and make a flamethrower tank. So where's my chassis? Hello? Why does this happen? I don't want the basic light tank chassis. Where's my regular chassis? This is a flaw in the expansion where I literally can't select all of the different tanks. Can I, like, remove these tanks? Decommission. There we go. Yeah. Let's decommission a couple of these things. Interwar tanks, I don't need anymore. Cool. Can you show me all my chassis options now? Where are my chassis? Where'd my good tanks go? Everything disappears. Gosh dang you people. Maybe it'll reset at like the end of the day or something like that. I have no idea what's happened here. Okay. Can we swap out the chassis from here? No? Everything's just messed up. Let's take you, and can I save as new? Sure. We'll call you the T60. There it is. Okay, so at least I can create a new chassis from there, but that's obviously all messed up. All right, from here, I want to set this specifically to be a flame support company. So we need to go to the armaments, flamethrowers, boom. Reduces a bit of reliability, but it's very cheap to make. Now we can set you a support company specifically. And do I want to change anything else, or am I happy with this? I mean, the production cost is only 9. It's not even that bad. Reliability of 95%, if anything, is too much. I could toss on some extra armor, but like that just increases the production cost. And I need to make as many of these as possible. So I think we just leave that. And we'll call you Combustion. There we go. Mark 1. Okay. Save you out. Now, I don't like that the T60 exists, so I'll go ahead and decommission you, I suppose. But there we go. So now, I can produce some combustion tanks. Okay, hang on. So let's bring you back up over here. I need more factories. Where do I have a huge excess? I'm making more infantry equipment, but I also need a lot of infantry equipment. Trucks I could pull back on a little bit. Artillery I don't feel like I really want to pull back on. Light tanks I'm kind of hovering on. Fighters we still have nowhere near enough. I can pull back a little on trucks. Just a little bit. Start producing a few of these. Am I building more factories anywhere? No, we've stopped. We're making railroads. Okay. Yeah, let's start doing that. Because what I'd like to do is for my offensive units, go ahead and toss this on. And if this works, we're looking at a little bit more breakthrough and stuff, a little bit more armor, But this isn't what matters. The stats don't change that much for the increased cost. This seems bad, but it's not. Because what it would do, let's reset this. Let's take a look at Urban, for example. I have an 8% attack penalty. Toss this on, and we have a 12% advantage. That's a 20% damage swing for all the other units just by adding this on, and I only need 15 light flame tanks. That's not much. So yeah, if we can start producing a bunch of these, that's just a buff for every other unit. That seems amazing. By the way, something we should do is make some more military factories. And something I realized is we should be building them over to the east. East of the Ural Mountains wherever possible. Wherever I can fit 3 in, we should do so. And the reason for that is simple. There is a focus that would give me a load of free factories, and I mean a lot of them, if we can do this. I don't know if we can build this over here, maybe. Build some over here, sure. Far east. I think this is mostly what I'm looking for. The infrastructure's terrible in several of these spots, but we could try doing things like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that the railroads are the lower priorities. I mean, as fun as that is, factories will keep me going. Where is that national focus? It's Tankograd. It's over here. There it is. Development of Tankograd. Gain 1 building slot and a free factory for every state in the Urals or the Far East with at least 3 factories. Right now, if I pick this up, I would get 9 free factories. The more we develop to the east, the more free factories I get. The only problem is to do that, I have to go for the PCDI, which reduces my efficiency, retention, and growth by a lot, which I hate. I truly do hate that. But nonetheless, free factories is free factories. Also, eventually we could go for things like a research slot. That could be pretty good. Max entrenchment by 5%? What? How did I not know that existed? Okay, well, anyway, the point is, we can start having some serious fun with that. Can anyone else get any traits that I care about? I see that you all have traits. None of you have traits that I care about. No, not really. Combined arms does me no good with you. We could start changing up some tactics if I wanted. For example, we could start saying we prefer, let's say, the blitz attack, which reduces defender attack damage, but increases attacker, and ideally that's me, and I have a lot more movement. This would give me 5% more damage, but then I would take a lot more... Yeah, blitz seems better. Blitz is an ideal tactic. It's a permanent choice, apparently. But there we go. We say that with this guy, with our fast-moving units, once we've actually finished training up some motorized, we'd like to actually move and attack fast. We're trying to send some more units up over here, and this is going absolutely nowhere. We need to get our organization nice and high. I need to get some supply hubs is what I need. I just need to take this. If I could just take this, we'd be fine. Anyway, we still can't do Lessons of War. I have to wait for desperate measures to go away. We could go for Patriarch of All Russia, which gets me base stability. There's also Soviet Women, which does the same amount of stability, but gets me political power as well, which I think I'd rather do, so let's go for that. Yeah, he's got supply coming all of a sudden. How do you now have supply and organization? Don't know. Now, he's trying to attack me, but that's not going to go very well. There's the improved anti-air. All right. It's almost 1942. Let's go for upgrades for our artillery. I kind of am curious about the rocket artillery. So rocket artillery at the beginning is never as good as regular artillery. Never. And by the way, notice the Germans are pulling back even more units. I'm watching these numbers here, and they're pulling back a lot. Dude, they have very poorly defended front lines. Do they change the color of their uniforms when they're in winter areas? Is that a thing? Has that always been a thing? I don't know, but it's kind of cool. Huh. Okay. Yeah, let's just go ahead and take over some of these areas with some factories and stuff. We can do that. Hi! I took this now. I take all your stuff. Thank you. I take Allenstein too. Yes. Not sure it's a supply hub exactly, but we'll take it. Can we attack over here and win? Maybe. Can we attack in a few different places? Is now the time to start pushing? Because he's pulled back a lot of units. Like a lot of units. I don't know, maybe. Let's go ahead and exhaust this guy a little bit faster so he can't go anywhere. We'll pop into Allenstein real quick. There we go, got it. I'm not even sure this is necessarily a state that I want to own. I don't have control of all the supply, but like, yeah, it's a thing. If we could take control of the railroad, that's obviously pretty solid. Sure. Let's just go ahead and start making some pushes. Assembly line production, a little bit of extra efficiency for me. Great. Nothing else I want to do over here for now. Let's go ahead and start working on research for our upgraded guns. He has very few units, including tanks who I know are notoriously terrible at defense. We could push this back right now. I think we could cross the river and go for some pushes, and we're going to. The Germans are pulling back. They're pulling back hugely. Hugely. They must be in real danger down over here now. That must be it. I bet you the Americans are flooding this area. All right, this is my time to start going for pushes, I think. So the Soviet women, extra stability and stuff. Reason I want that, just straight out factory output will be nice. It'd be good, very good, in fact. I wouldn't mind getting a tank designer and stuff at some point, just for like a little bit more soft attack and armor on some guys, but you know, whatever. Can you please produce these a little faster? What equipment am I running low on? Anything? No. How are we doing on light flame tanks? I've only produced 15. Not much, but we're working on it, dang it. I've also lost a lot of these factories because I'm guessing propaganda has gone away. Yep. Under the leadership of Stalin, we'll go ahead and use that again to start boosting up my political power generation. These supply hubs take so long to build, it's ridiculous. So long. And you're gonna tell me that I still can't push this guy out, aren't you? I should be able to focus fire, but look how much defense he's got even with low organization and supply. Yeah, I can't win that. Gosh, dang, low supply sucks, dude. Hey, motorized. You know, I would send you up over here, but I can't do anything with it. So, we'll hold on to you for now. Hungary claims dominion over Slovakia. I can't imagine that's gonna go terribly well. We are now working on the Patriarch of all Russia, which will get me some more of that stability, plus an advisor who's actually pretty good. I mean, 10% division recovery rate's great. I could go ahead and get rid of the civilian factory guy. German right caves to Hungary? Are you serious? They just gave Slovakia their puppet over to Hungary. Are you serious? Why? I have no idea. But okay, let's go for some ground support and some nighttime bombing penalties and stuff. I'm just using up some of that air experience because right now we're kind of wasting it. I have a railway gun I'm doing nothing with. We should attach it to somebody. I actually got 2 railway guns I think I'm doing nothing with. Let's attach you here, I guess, and we'll attach you to what's gonna be this army. The supply hub is gonna take forever. I honestly don't even want to defend this. I'd rather Finland do all the work. But they're not leaving their units up over here because they're smart enough to know that they shouldn't be taking up supply when it's already so precious. But hopefully once this is done, we'll have supply, I'll let Norway take over. Then I can send these troops down over here. We can go for some sort of a blitz, because I've made some serious progress over here, though now you can see the Germans are bringing their troops back. But their line is way thinner than it used to be. They're holding Romania fairly well. This is not a great spot for me to attack, but they're soft over here. If we were to follow the railway through, let's say, Warsaw over to Lublin, we could get a pretty huge encirclement as long as I have some very fast units that I could make use of. So let's go ahead and, for example, create a quick little line right down here, right? And I'll send my other motorized over here as well for good measure, since they take up some of the largest supply, and see what happens with that. There's the Patriarch. We still can't do lessons of war. Ugh. All right, how about Middle Eastern diplomacy? I would like to start working toward gaining claims on Iraq, Iran, and Afghanistan. The light is just now starting to get on my face and I look like an idiot, don't I? Yeah, that would be nice. Oh, we also finished a collaboration government with Germany. We could probably do another one, and I think that's probably worthwhile. So let's go ahead and commence when ready. Just because, I mean, it means I'm going to have so much more compliance on a lot of states. I'll gain a lot more power. In case I want to go fight, you know, the Allies? It's a thing. Where's that Patriarch guy? Not you. Not you. Not you. Not you. Not you. Where? There we go. Patriarch Sergei. Well, that extra stability and recovery rate and stuff is pretty great. So I'll go ahead and take that. Boom. All right. So our stability goes up to 85%. We managed to get like another 12% factory output in this video. That's pretty solid. Finally, desperate measures is gone. Okay, so now, as soon as this is all done, I'll be able to go for the lessons of war, which will give me 5% organization and make everything a lot better. Also, we'll be able to have new decisions for military offensives. Also, every army that is cowed by Stalin gains their stats back, which is great. Also, we'll be finally able to move off of the politicized military and reduce the cost of all my doctrines, which means I can finally start spending all that army experience. We're so close, especially since we are right next to the ability to reduce the combat width for all infantry, and I can literally just start throwing more bodies at the problem. That's gonna be amazing. And overwhelming fire will become a new tactic, which maybe is good? I don't know, we'll see. But I think we're gonna end this video here. We're really close to having the supply hub over here, and I think this is gonna make a huge difference. In fact, can we just wait for a moment? Another week or so? Nah, we'll just go ahead and end this video here. But yeah, we're really close. We're seeing some breaks in the German lines. They're trying to stall those back up. But if I can finish training up a few more of these units, we'll see just how good these motorized are. If at all. They may be terrible. We're gonna find out. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.